Hi folks, hope you're keeping safe in this lockdown. To be honest with you, it's driving me nuts, probably driving you nuts as well. But normally I'd be doing me art like that up there, but ran out of supplies, so I'm just waiting and waiting for stuff to arrive. But anyway, I'm a musician of 50 years, and 3 months ago I decided to buy a sitar. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. It's challenging. The Indian classical music is challenging but very interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. But the first week I encountered a couple of problems I had to resolve, and one of them is the sitar is quite vulnerable. You lean it against the wall and it's could easily get knocked over. So I decided to go ahead and try and make a stand that I can sit in and be quite safe. And you might laugh at it, but it works. Works an absolute treat, and it's as safe as houses. So I'm pleased with that. I'll show you that shortly. The other problem I had was that I'm a certain age where my legs are not as bendy as they used to be, and it's a bit difficult for me to get my left leg around my right ear roll, on a cross-legged position. I've tried it, and I found that if I sit cross-legged, grab the sitar, then I end up looking like the fly on its back, So I thought, well, somehow I've got to get my centre of gravity further forward, and I resolved it, and I can sit cross-legged and play the sitar fine. After about 20 minutes, I've got to try and get up and get the blood back in my legs, but it works fine, and this is what I made to resolve that situation. And here it is. It's just a little seat that I made. I guess it's about 4 or 5 inches off the what would be the floor level, and I put a curve in it. Got the jigsaw, put a curve in it, and put some. That's just pipe lagging, and because I found that the tumber, it was originally square, the tumber would catch the end, so put a curve in it, put some pipe lagging round so that protects the tumber from hitting that. And I've just got some little stubby legs from the hardware store. I sit on that and it moves my centre of gravity forward, no problem whatsoever. It's just MDF board, and that resolved my little problem. Now onto the sitar stand. And here we are. It works. I've got to paint it yet, but I thought I'd leave it like it is so you can let's see what I've done. It's just out of scraps piece of wood that I had, and a guitar stand I wasn't actually using. So if I come round here, I'm going to get a bit more detail. The first thing I did was I just widened this out. I think I just got the grips on and just moved them out a little bit, teased them out a little bit so it fit the width of the sitar neck, and that was fine. That worked out okay. The next thing I did was the adjustable tube here that normally fits down there. I think I cut about 2 inches off, so that this would go below the level of the last peg, tuning peg on the sitar. And then what I did was I got an angle bracket, and I just bent it a bit more of an angle, put Jubilee clips on there just to keep it in place. Comes up there, and then I had some aluminium strip, bent that to suit, and I think that's just tie wrapped. So this tube is just tie wrapped onto it. So we've got Jubilee clips on a bracket. That's tie wrapped to it to keep it all safe. This here was some doweling I had left. You can see the doweling wood which I drilled. Once I took the foam off the forks, the doweling wood, I think I drilled a 9mm hole about 2 inches in, put some glue in and slotted that over the forks to extend them out. And then the bit of doweling I'd left I actually put in here and then screwed that to the doweling, and obviously the doweling is clamped in by this anyway. So that's all fixed in, extended the forks out, and then just built this little bit of frame. So it's out of scrap pieces of wood, just built this little bit of frame just to make everything a bit more stable at the front. So obviously you can see the angle, you've got to get the angle sort of right for the tumber to fit in this section. This is about my third go, I think, of trying to get something sorted out. But anyway, I'll sit the sitar in and you can see what it looks like. And there we are, you can see it all sat in there. On the back of these sort of stops, I've just put some more lag in on the back just to protect it. But let me just move around here, and you can see just put some lag in on the bottom as well, so it all fits in there very snug, and didn't cost me anything, and I'm pleased with that. And you know, it's safe and sound in there, and yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So anyway, it might, any people who are you know, beginning the sitar, this is a couple of things that I encountered which I've got over, and hopefully it'll help you out. Anyway, I hope that it's been quite useful for you. Anybody who's new to sitar, encounter those little problems, and that might resolve it for you. Anyway, in the meantime, look after each other, keep safe, and all the best to you.